Welcome to Nicole's Nightmare Narratives, where the darkest stories come to life. Tonight, we bring you a chilling tale of the supernatural, the haunting echoes of the dead, a spine-chilling tale. Turn off the lights, settle in, and prepare to be haunted by the echoes of the past. Let's begin. In the quiet, secluded town of Eldridge, there stood an old mansion known as Ravenswood. Its grandeur had faded with time, leaving behind a decaying shell of what was once a magnificent home. The townspeople avoided the mansion, whispering tales of its haunted history and the ghosts that supposedly lingered within its walls. For decades, no one dared to venture inside, fearing the echoes of the dead that were said to haunt the place. Our story begins with a young historian named Amelia Dawson. Amelia was fascinated by the mansion's history and was determined to uncover the truth behind the ghostly legends. She had spent years researching the Ravenswood family, piecing together a tragic story of love, loss, and betrayal. Armed with her notes and a steadfast resolve, she decided to spend a night in the mansion, hoping to document any paranormal activity. Amelia arrived at Ravenswood just as the sun was setting, casting long shadows across the overgrown gardens. The mansion loomed before her, its windows dark and foreboding. She felt a shiver of anticipation as she approached the front door, pushing it open with a creak that echoed through the silent halls. The air inside was thick with dust and the scent of decay, the remnants of a time long past. As she explored the mansion, Amelia marveled at the remnants of its former splendor. Faded wallpaper, tarnished chandeliers, and cracked portraits adorned the walls, each telling a story of a bygone era. She set up her equipment in the grand parlor, a room that had once hosted lavish parties, but now stood empty and cold. As darkness fell, she lit a single candle, its flickering light casting eerie shadows on the walls. Amelia began her investigation by calling out to any spirits that might be present. She asked questions, her voice steady, despite the unease that gnawed at her. The silence that followed was oppressive, as if the mansion itself was holding its breath. Hours passed, and just as she was beginning to lose hope, she heard it, a faint whisper, so soft it was almost imperceptible. Her heart raced as she strained to listen. The whisper grew louder, more distinct, and she realized it was coming from the old gramophone in the corner of the room. She approached it cautiously, her candle casting long shadows on the walls. The gramophone, untouched for years, began to play a haunting melody, a song of sorrow and longing that seemed to echo through the very fabric of the mansion. Amelia listened, captivated and terrified, as the melody filled the room. She could hear faint voices within the music, echoes of the dead whispering their stories. She closed her eyes, letting the music wash over her, and found herself transported back in time to a night long ago when Ravenswood was alive with laughter and joy. In her mind's eye, she saw a young woman dressed in a beautiful gown, dancing with a man in military uniform. They were the heart of the party, their love evident in every glance and touch. But as the night wore on, the joyous atmosphere turned to one of dread. The man's face grew pale as he received a telegram, his hands trembling as he read the message. He was to leave for the front lines of a distant war, and their farewell was filled with tears and unspoken fears. The vision faded, and Amelia was left alone in the cold, empty parlor. The music had stopped, and the gramophone was silent once more. She took a deep breath, trying to steady her racing heart. The echoes of the past had shown her a glimpse of the mansion's tragic history, but she knew there was more to uncover. As the night wore on, Amelia continued her investigation, moving from room to room. Each one seemed to hold its own secrets, its own echoes of the dead. In the library, she found a diary belonging to the young woman from her vision. The pages were filled with heartfelt entries, chronicling her love for the soldier and her despair at his departure. The final entry was smudged with tears, a heartbreaking farewell, as she received news of his death in battle. Amelia's heart ached for the young woman, her sorrow palpable even after all these years. She could feel the weight of the tragedy that had befallen the Ravenswood family, a sadness that seemed to permeate the very walls of the mansion. Determined to honor their memory, she continued her search for answers. In the master bedroom, she found an old letter, yellowed with age. It was addressed to the young woman's father, the patriarch of the Ravenswood family. The letter revealed a dark secret, a betrayal that had torn the family apart. The father had arranged for his daughter's beloved to be sent to the front lines, hoping to break their bond and secure a more advantageous match for her. Amelia's hands shook as she read the letter, the magnitude of the betrayal sinking in. The young woman's father had sacrificed her happiness for his own ambitions, and the consequences had been devastating. The echoes of the dead were cries of pain and regret, a reminder of the lives destroyed by one man's selfishness. As dawn approached, Amelia returned to the parlor, her mind racing with the revelations of the night. She sat down, her candle flickering in the early morning light, and spoke aloud to the spirits that lingered in the mansion. She told them she understood their pain, that she would ensure their story was told. The air grew warm, and for a moment, she felt a sense of peace, as if the spirits were finally at rest. With a heavy heart, Amelia packed up her equipment and left Ravenswood. She knew she had uncovered only a fraction of the mansion's haunted history, but she was determined to share what she had learned. She wrote a detailed account of her experience, documenting the tragic love story and the dark secrets that had torn the Ravenswood family apart. Amelia's work brought new attention to the mansion, and soon others came to investigate its haunted halls. Paranormal experts, historians, and curious thrill seekers all sought to experience the echoes of the dead for themselves. Ravenswood became a symbol of the town's dark past, a place where the living could connect with the spirits of those who had once walked its halls. Years later, Amelia returned to Eldridge, drawn back to the mansion that had haunted her dreams. She found that the town had embraced its haunted history, turning Ravenswood into a museum dedicated to the memory of the Ravenswood family. Visitors from far and wide came to hear the tragic tale, to listen to the haunting echoes of the dead that still lingered in the air. Amelia stood in the grand parlor, now restored to its former glory, and listened to the faint strains of the old gramophone. The haunting melody played once more, a testament to the love and loss that had defined the Ravenswood family. She closed her eyes, letting the music wash over her, and felt a deep sense of connection to the past. As the music played, a new vision formed in Amelia's mind. She saw the young woman again, standing at the window, her eyes filled with a longing that transcended time. This time, however, the vision didn't end with sorrow. The woman's gaze turned toward Amelia, and their eyes met across the chasm of years. A smile slowly spread across the young woman's face, a smile of gratitude and peace. Amelia realized that by uncovering and sharing their story, she had given the spirits of Ravenswood the closure they so desperately needed. The vision faded, but the sense of peace lingered. Amelia knew that the spirits were finally at rest. The haunting echoes of the dead had been silenced, their stories told, and their memories honored. Ravenswood, once a place of tragedy and sorrow, had been transformed into a sanctuary of remembrance. With a final look around the grand parlor, Amelia left the mansion. She felt a sense of fulfillment, knowing that she had played a part in bringing peace to the spirits of Ravenswood. As she walked away, the first rays of dawn began to break over the horizon, casting a warm glow over the old mansion. The town of Eldridge continued to thrive, with Ravenswood at its heart. The mansion became a place of pilgrimage for those who sought to connect with the past and experience the haunting beauty of its history. The echoes of the dead had been laid to rest, but their story would live on, a testament to the enduring power of love and the importance of honoring the past. Amelia's work as a historian took her to many other haunted locations, but Ravenswood remained the most profound experience of her career. She continued to uncover and share the stories of those who had been forgotten by time, ensuring that their voices were heard and their memories preserved. Years later, Amelia wrote a book about her experiences at Ravenswood, detailing the tragic love story and the dark secrets she had uncovered. The book became a bestseller, captivating readers with its blend of history and the supernatural. It brought new attention to the mansion, solidifying its place as one of the most haunted locations in the country. In the end, Amelia's journey to Ravenswood had been more than just a quest for answers. It had been a journey of discovery, connection, and healing. The echoes of the dead had guided her, leading her to uncover the truth and bring peace to those who had suffered so long ago. As she looked back on her experiences, Amelia knew that the haunting echoes of the dead would always be a part of her. They had shaped her work, her life, and her understanding of the world. The spirits of Ravenswood had taught her the importance of remembering the past, honoring those who came before, and finding peace in the face of sorrow. And so, the story of Ravenswood and its haunting echoes continued to captivate and inspire, a spine-chilling tale that would live on for generations to come. Thank you for joining us on this haunting journey through the haunting echoes of the dead, a spine-chilling tale. If you enjoyed tonight's story, be sure to like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell to stay updated on all our latest terrifying tales. Until next time, remember, the past is never truly gone, and its echoes can still be heard in the darkest corners of our world. Sweet dreams, if you can